So if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, you may have seen I got this thing called the PLAYSEAT a couple of weeks ago. I've been playing around with it, but on that PLAYSEAT, I haven't spoken about it yet, I have a Logitech G920 on there. So I've been playing around with it, like I said, for a couple of weeks now, and I wanted to do today a review for that Logitech G920, so let's do that today. So this is going to be your bone stock G920 that you would buy at the store with the shifter add-on. That is the only thing that I have extra on this. It's just the shifter, so you can shift by yourself, like in a manual car, and that's it. That is on the PLAYSEAT, obviously. So this wheel actually works for the Xbox One and the PC. If you would like a PS4 version, you can go and get the what's it called? The G29. Yeah, if you want a PS4 version, you can go get that one. Anyways, this is the Xbox version. Let's talk about this today. One thing I think I should mention before we get any further into this video is that there's actually no upgrading for this wheel. On other brands, you can actually take off the rim, for instance, or you can change out the pedals and get brand new pedals, or you can get a brand new shifter if you don't like the shifter. For this wheel, everything is locked down. The only thing you can do is plug in their one shifter that you can get, and that's it. When I'm recording this video, there's no different pedals you can get. You can't take off the wheel and put a different wheel on if you don't like that wheel. None of that's possible. So what you buy from the store is what you got. That's it. You're stuck with it. Anyway, so let's break this down, talk about the wheel, talk about the shifter, and talk about the pedals. Let's start it off with the wheel. So the wheel's actually a really nice feeling. It's a pretty good size. It's obviously not full size, but it's a good size, I would say. It's nice and thick. The buttons for the Xbox One work brilliantly, no issues with those whatsoever. Sometimes on these wheels, you can have really bad button placements. This one is actually really, really good. The buttons are in great places. The paddles actually feel really good. The wheel's made of actually leather and metal materials, and it just feels good in the hands, if you ask me. It's also got this cool little silver thing on the top of it to know when you're in the middle. I would hope you sort of know that, but I guess that looks pretty cool. The wheel itself does actually look pretty good, but does have an issue. It feels a little weak when you press the RSB buttons and the LSB buttons. I don't actually know what those buttons do. I haven't had to press them for anything yet, but they feel a little weak and sort of flicky, and they feel like they can almost break off a little bit. The force feedback on the wheel is also pretty good. I haven't noticed any issues with it just yet, but we'll see. It hasn't overheated either, which is good. So the wheel overall, not bad. Also, I couldn't really figure out how to change the wheel rotation. I don't know if that's a feature or if I just couldn't figure it out, but I've done some research online and I couldn't really find anything. So I don't know if that's a feature or not, but Anyways, let's talk about the shifter that I bought, the extra shifter that I bought. So I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like $60-ish. So you can go out and get the shifter. But the shifter itself, a little cheap feeling, if you ask me. It's a little cheap feeling. It's a very short shifter. When you pick it up, it's super, super light, which is good, I guess, if you like that. I kind of don't. I don't know if it's just me, but I sort of like a big, clunky shift knob that has some weight behind it. When you're throwing it around, you can actually feel when it goes into each gear, sort of. I don't know if that's just me, but I sort of like that feeling over something that's super light and just like flick, 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 and going really quick. I like one that's heavier. That might not, that might just be me. I don't know. Anyway, so the shifter takes a little bit of getting used to. Myself, my dad, and my brother all had the same issue when we were first starting off with it. When we were shifting, we'd go from first to second to fifth. We kept shifting to fifth for whatever reason. Don't know why. It took some getting used to, but now I'm good, sorta. I still make it I still have a couple issues with it, but other than that, it just takes some getting used to. Reverse is also a little weird too. In a regular car, like, you usually press a button down or you pull a thing up and you slide it all the way over to the right and down, or all the way over to the left and up. On this one, it's like you press the thing down and then you slide it all the way over to the right and down, but there's no actual, like, seventh thing there. There's only 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then reverse and 6 use the same thing, which is kind of weird. So I don't know why they've done that, but it's a little weird. Anyways, let's talk about the pedals for this wheel. The pedals are good, except they're sort of not. Gas and the clutch work perfectly. 10 on 10 for those. The brake, not so much. I spoke about this a little bit in one of my previous PLAYSEAT videos. When you go to slam on the brakes 100%, you need to push so hard So freaking hard. I've got this huge play seat. It's made out of metal and everything's bolted in. You bend it. You actually bend the play seat. It's crazy how much force you have to put in to actually press the brake 100%. I've found people who will actually open up the G920's pedals and take out the spring because it's so hard to press the brakes. So yeah, the pedals, although you sort of have to get very, very used to them and get very, very heavy-footed. Heavy, yeah, that's English, yeah. After you've gotten used to it, I guess it will work kind of well, but it's still kind of sketchy how hard you actually have to press it. Anyways, so overall for the G920, it's a good basic little wheel, I think. It's actually one of my favorite wheels that I've used overall. For the price, there's not too much wrong with it. I would love a softer brake if you ask me, but everything else is pretty perfect. The shifter, obviously, I can nitpick all day. The wheel, I can go and call this cheap or that cheap, but at the end of the day, you do need to save money somewhere, and by making some things feel a little cheaper, you save money and you can get a pretty good wheel for a pretty good price. Obviously, it's not going to be up there with these crazy $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 wheels or anything like that, but for its price, it's not too bad. I really like it. I would definitely recommend this if you guys are looking for a solid basic wheel that you want to go and try. This one is very, very good. Like I said, it works on the Xbox One and the PC, so check it out. Maybe if you're considering getting a wheel, it would be a good choice, I think. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe down below for more. Next time you see this wheel, I might be doing something kind of dumb with it. See you guys then.